Oh, I did want to play this clip, because here's the thing, and I don't want to go into it too much, but I do just think it's interesting that since a certain person is no longer working with Gaga, suddenly everything is better. The choreography's better. Maybe that's a big clue right there. But also, like, just in general, the creative decisions are better. They're more Gaga. They're just better. I just don't even know another way to say it. They're just better. And it was immediately noticeable. The second that the Abracadabra video came out, everyone knew right away. They knew right away that a certain person wasn't involved. That certain person is not only a bad choreographer, so I'm not even just hinting, we're just saying who it is. Obviously, it was her choreographer, Richy. Not only was he a bad choreographer, he's also a fucking dick. He almost ruined the Chromatica ball because he was so abusive to her dancers that a whole bunch of them quit right before the tour started. There's a big Rolling Stone article that came out talking about how awful he is to the dancers and how they couldn't take it anymore and they had to leave. Did Gaga fire him for that? He hasn't returned since then. So what exactly happened behind the scenes, we don't know. They were very clear, all the dancers in the Rolling Stone piece were very clear to say that, like, Gaga's not the problem. She also, a lot of the stuff that happened between him and the dancers, she didn't know about. She wasn't there. It's hard for me to believe that she didn't know that anything was happening. But I don't know, because she has also made a few comments recently in the wake of this album that she feels like she's in control for the first time.
I know that might sound silly, but it actually took me 2 decades to become the boss.
Maybe he has something to do with that. Yeah, rumor is Michael is responsible for why Richy isn't around anymore. Yeah, it could have something to do with Michael. It also, I think, especially after the Rolling Stone piece, she could not continue to work with him. Even beyond however she feels about him, it would have just been such a bad PR move after that happened, after her dancers left because of him, for her to continue with him as her choreographer, especially because his choreography sucks. To give you an idea here, I'm just going to say this about our next pop girly that we're going to talk about. Richy is currently the choreographer and, like, the creative lead for JoJo Siwa. So think about the dances you've seen JoJo Siwa do. And that's Richy. And he also, you know what? Who cares? We're here. We're here. And I wanted to talk about this for a second. One time, this motherfucker went on Dr. Phil. Sorry, there's an ad. But here he is on Dr. Phil being an asshole to this woman. I guess this Dr. Phil just sucks. What a piece of shit. He had this woman come on who, like, has a dream to be a dancer or something. And they just brought her on to, like, tell her that she's stupid and her dreams aren't ever gonna go anywhere. And Richy came on to be like, yeah, give up.
5, 6, 7, 8, give me 1. Get, hit, cooch, cat, up, down, snatch, switch, around, hit, high. Now give me a freestyle this time.
She's
and
not
5,
awful.
And
like,
5,
especially for just
pose,
learning.
And freeze. Okay.
She's not awful. Like, I don't know why they're being such a dick to her, but then he goes
but does she have
on.
it precisely enough? No. Someone else would have came in there and nailed the exact style. And what I mean by that is, like, where the hands go. Why are we doing this? The head, the hands have to feel like out of nowhere, Fosse jazz, pop, pop. But then it's like shade, kick, around, hit,
He's so annoying. Oh, and he loves it. He loves that people are cheering for him.
All right.
Oh, look at him. Oh, he's so smug. It's just, like, unnecessary. Like, you just did not need to participate in this whatsoever. I don't even know why this segment happened. We just made a whole segment telling someone to not follow their dreams. Ridiculous. Yeah, and I saw someone wrote, Richy is the 99 people in the room who don't believe in you. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I feel very bad for that girl. And fuck Richy for even participating in that. That's so weird of him. And it just bothers me too, because it's like in that clip and in everything else he did, he always gets credited as, like, Lady Gaga's choreographer, because that's the thing that people fall back on, because Lady Gaga is one of the greatest pop stars of all time. So knowing that he's associated with her, that gives him a level of, like, credibility that I don't think he ever really has earned. Even, like, I remember Gabby Bell, who I like, but she made a video about JoJo Siwa and JoJo Siwa's dances. And she was like, is it JoJo that's making this dance look weird, or is it the choreography? She's like, well, her choreographer is the same person who worked with Lady Gaga.
The choreographer is actually known for working with Lady Gaga, which explains why I feel like this dance would be perfect for a Lady Gaga music video. Gaga always danced weird, and I think that's the energy that JoJo is trying to go for here, but I'm just not sold on the execution.
And then she put up a clip of Bad Romance on the screen. And I was like, that wasn't fucking Richy, though.
Some girls won't dance to the beat of the track.
Everything that people think about, like, you know, the golden years of Gaga's career in terms of the dancing, in terms of the performances, most of that was not Richy. Almost all of it was not Richy. But he has been riding her coattails for a very long time because his association with her is what he built his name on. Let's be clear. And then, after Abracadabra came out, he put up something on Instagram saying something about how everyone was asking him if he choreographed Abracadabra because it looked like his movements. No one thought that. No one thought that. Everyone, as soon as Abracadabra came out, everyone knew that it was not Richy. And we were elated.
And I can tell you right now, I will tell you right now that this is not Richy Jackson. I can just tell. Okay, because it's good. It's really good.
We were so happy. So no one was asking him that. And then he implies that they stole those moves from him. And then he mentioned, he was like, my moves from Bad Romance, from Poker Face, from blah, blah, blah. He named a whole bunch of songs where he was not the lead choreographer. Lorianne Gibson was the choreographer. He was the assistant choreographer. So yeah, maybe he came up with a few of those moves. But isn't it so interesting that all the songs he named were from before he took over as her lead choreographer? As soon as he took over as her lead choreographer, none of those songs did the same thing. None of that choreography was worth mentioning in his Instagram post where he says people were copying him. It's interesting. Yeah, if you're not familiar with Lorianne, she's worked with Beyonce and Michael Jackson too. Yeah, Lorianne is great. And that's another thing too. You know, maybe it's just a coincidence and maybe he's just like a narcissistic asshole all around. But it is kind of interesting that he keeps trying to take the credit away from women in particular. First Lorianne, and now Gaga's current choreographer, what's her name? Oh, I know it, but I can't think of it right now. But it's another woman. Yeah, Paris Gobel. Yeah, women of color too. I've always had it against him. And then I really, really had it against him with this Instagram post that he made because he specifically said that the Gaga aesthetic was his. He basically claimed to make Lady Gaga. And that's where I was like, you're insane. You cannot be serious. Go fuck yourself. So that was when I was really just like, I hate this man. I hate him. But so here, I just wanted to shout this out. I have this in my nose. This is the only reason we're talking about this, but this is kind of my lead-in for why I liked that someone said this. This is Brandon Maxwell, who is Gaga's longtime stylist, talking about working with Gaga for this entire time. And something he says here, I think, is maybe a little pointed toward a certain person.
We go out for Gaga. I don't care what anybody says.
I worked with her. Nicola worked with her. So many people have worked with her, but she made herself. Everybody else was just lucky to be on the ride, myself included. Did you watch her at Coachella? I mean, she's never looked better. She's never sounded better. Everybody else could never. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely could never. Classically trained concert pianist.
Totally. Singing live.
Singing live, vocalist. For me, when A Star Is Born came out, I was like, thank you. For those of you who couldn't see.
At the Academy Awards, she was wearing Brandon Maxwell when she won an Oscar.
Of course she was.
When she showed up without telling me wearing that dress and won an Oscar in it, I was like, I'm going to quit now. This is all I ever needed. I was screaming so loud that the hotel I was in called me and was like, everything good?
But yeah, I just thought that was cute. I liked it. And I'm glad he said that. Because he's right. No one made her. She made herself. And Richy Jackson can eat my shit.